What is up? So, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to even say. I know I'm going to be led into the right direction of saying what needs to be said. I'm not a guy with a plan, if you can't tell, man. I'm not too sharp sometimes. I'm just a dude that just knows a lot more than you, and I'm a lot cooler than you. So I'm pretty cool. I know it's gonna sound right, at least. It's gonna be, if it comes down to it, I know I'm gonna be able to bullshit it enough to where it's gonna come out like it might be right. Cause I'm just that cool. But listen, what is the point of a lie? Why would you even tell a lie? And why would it be beneficial to know how a lie even works? To know, maybe I should comprehend why I'm lying to myself, and I'm not listening to this guy whenever he says stuff, and whenever he makes sense. And why am I just so full of shit that I can't recognize, man? I can't help but love him. I can't help but like him. And we all know how big I am. I'm much bigger than you. So that's why you need to just sit down. Listen. If you don't understand how a lie works and why it would be beneficial to even use the lie, like, think about it. All right, well, I tell a lie. I don't have to face, the truth. I don't have to face the truth. I don't have to look stupid if I'm wrong. I don't have to look stupid if I'm wrong. People are going to think I'm cool. People are going to think maybe I'm smart. I'm smarter than I am. And if they think I'm smarter than I am, I don't have to face the facts, and they'll never know the truth. The truth is I'm a piece of shit. The truth is I'm a liar. The truth is I'm not right. So what would the purpose of knowing that be beneficial to know if something like a bad person, the worst person ever created, that maybe even was created to even do that to start with, and it's by a good force, a good person, the best person, the purest person that would never even, it wouldn't even make sense why he would even make that type of person to begin with, but he made him. And he's a evil, and he's a mischievous one, and he's a confuser. Because that's another part. That's another part about what a lie does. A lie confuses. A lie makes you have to question. A lie has to be persuasive. A lie has to be given kindly. It has to be given, well enough and spit out well enough to where it's gonna be even something we're even attracted to, even, maybe he might be, maybe that is not what really I feel in my heart could be even true. So yeah, I believe it. And then you realize maybe that bad force that is real. I mean, look how bad the world is, man. Look how bad people are. Think about how evil motherfuckers are around here. They are just foul. They are just disgusting. And they get away with stuff that it's just not in your heart. Shouldn't be right. It shouldn't be, something we are okay with, but we've been I don't know, maybe we've been so confused and conflicted with what in the hell is even going on to start with, we don't even recognize that maybe we are all lied to. We've been lied to, and we are lied to so bad that we don't even have any hold on any kind of hope, any kind of way of reaching anything that's going to be presentable. When I'm telling people about truth, when I'm telling people about things that are very important, very serious, and very powerful, but it will never be able to be fathomed or accepted, because we're so full of shit, and you don't see how right I am all the time. I know I'm right. I know I'm right because I'm so damn cool. I'm so damn cool, and I'm so damn good, man. I am so cool. I'm better than you in every way, shape, or form. And what you ain't gonna convince me otherwise. Otherwise, I wouldn't be looking at what I'm seeing right now. I have a very special feeling inside me that it touches me in ways. Ooh, I don't even like saying that because that sounded weird. But I want to touch you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I should say that. I just want to touch you right now. I just want to touch you all over. I want to touch you in areas that nobody's touched you in a long time. That you didn't think you wanted to be touched by me. But you see, I can honestly say that I can say those and say it that way, and you can still kind of you don't have to feel guilty about thinking that's funny. You don't have to feel guilty about thinking, man, why am I persuaded by this guy? Because it's something off about him. It's something not right. It's something not normal about him. He couldn't possibly be this cool. So, my point is, I'm going to have a cigarette. And it's important, I'm not doing this to persuade your stupid kids that are already screwed anyway. And it doesn't matter if anything is inside the school or anything is out of the school. They're not stupid enough to know that there's not something to be actually, learned out of my blatant brokenness and recklessness. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I just knew that I was going to be led in the right direction to answer it, because I revealed something to the world. And I love how cool I am, so I'm going to tell y'all how smart I am on accident. But that's my point. I'm so powerful and so good that I didn't know what I was doing when I was telling everybody. I was a little bit tipsy when I was on, when I was talking on social media, and I was nonstop sending messages. I was talking about things about the Bible and of God after I was snapped out of what was what. And I was like, maybe I'll talk a little bit about it. And then I realized I was reaching people that I realized that needed it. And I just knew that it was them that was hearing it. So I kept telling everybody, listen, test the spirit. I'm going to keep telling you to do that. Now, I'm kind of sick. Hang on. Let me get something to blow my nose. I was telling everybody, test the spirit, that it says it's coming from God. Otherwise, you're not going to miss out the point. I knew it was in there somewhere, because I am highly educated on the Bible. But when I started talking about it, and I haven't even read the Bible, that's the only verse I've read in 12 years. Realistically, probably longer than that, but it is powerful that you know why. It's something maybe you want to stop right now and stop this video, and God is telling you, go and Google where it says, because I'm not going to put the Bible verse on here so you miss the point of what I'm trying to teach you and what he wanted you to know. When I was telling everybody that I didn't even know why, I just knew I had to have some kind of I had to have something on playing with. Man, I'm obviously going to mislead you in bad directions. It could go. I know it's going real bad. Even right now, it's going bad. It's going bad. But I need you to know, I know that he's in line with it. If I'm showing you, it's telling you to go to the authority that gives me any credibility. So you know I'm coming from him. You know that I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna be a bad person. I don't even know why I continue doing this after I, sobered up basically and realized, man, I kind of love it. I kind of love the fact that he told me a lot about how powerful he is. When I realized, man, I better check it to make sure it even says that, because I'm starting to question. I know it's just something. I don't know if it's just test the spirit. I know that I know it's in there somewhere. So I googled it, and it revealed the whole thing. And I'm not gonna tell you the book, but it is Jesus himself telling you. And he says, "Beloved, test every spirit." This is, he comes from God. Don't hold it. No matter what, if it's in the church, especially if he's the biggest pussy you've ever met in your life, and he's talking about how much he loves. I love him. I love God. I love him. We want to hear these verses. I would never conceive saying foul language and being arrogant, and being this damn man. I never realized that if I did that, and I told y'all that, and I wasn't really knowing what I was telling y'all, I would reveal you that only Jesus. And just know, I don't even really know what he meant, but I know that he meant, you're right, idiot. You're right. You're powerful. You're strong. And I just made you stupid. Like in awe of what true power feels like, love feels like. You're not misunderstood by me. Like I love you, and I love everything about you, and I love how you kind of see what's what now. When you reveal, it also will tell you that when we know we're not of the world, and we know that, the antichrist who's around, as Jesus said, even today in there, we know that he's going to say he's from Jesus. We know he's going to say he's from God. We know he's going to get it mixed up, that it's hard to even realize what it means to say he's the Son of God. And he's a human. And he's also God. And he's also, why could we even fathom that's even something we're going to pretend to know what that verse even is saying? Because it's going to mess you up, and it's going to be a triggering word in there that I can't deny. It's just something I can't even like hearing. Jesus love you. I don't want to hear it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable, and I just want to punch you in your face because you're stupid and you're a pussy. I don't want to hear it. It just pisses me off. I don't know why, and I don't even know why. It's something I should be running away from. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. And that's how it works. That's how you need to know. We're not of this world, so we know how this world operates. And when we know how this world operates, and we got an understanding of that, we got an understanding it's different when we're, misunderstood and not well received. But it's also, because we entered this world, peasant. We don't fall for that bullshit. We know we know how to recognize you. You're not real. You're not. And you don't like it. And if you knew that I'm right about that, and I told you to even do that, and you haven't stopped and gone and looked in the Bible yourself, and if I'm telling you, if I put it up, question it. Don't believe me. Just go. But I'm not actually making perfect sense. I'm not saying that, maybe there's something that you could learn out of my blatant recklessness and my blatant wrong that you just see, and it's just so wrong. But you notice I could say it with authority, with confidence. Let me blow my nose in. Get all these boogers up. I can say it, and I can say it right, and it's right to you. You know I'm telling you something that isn't average. It's not normal. It's not of this. It's maybe not of this world. It's a little confusing why he just this guy that's been so bad on here and just looking. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. I'm not to pretend that it was even something fun to even look at. It was not a good look for me. But I know I'm making perfect sense now. I know you know. You can fuck with it. I know I can say it and I can deliver it so well. It's so confusing at the same time that it's just don't make sense. And you're gonna say maybe there's something to this. Maybe I should look into it. Because I'm telling you, test me. Mug, test me. I would love showing you how I am so right. And I'm that good. You see, if you knew anything about, how he works and operates, how the mischievous one of darkness, you would know. Okay, now I see what I'm up against. Now we're going to play the game with the right power. Power that you just don't fathom, and you just don't know how easy it is to beat darkness. It's not something you should even be afraid of. When I tell you there's demonic forces going on, yeah, demons, demonic, and it is powerful. And then when you feel it, it is going to be something you just can't even know how it could be real. And it is so scary. You are going to be robbed of your humanity, and you're going to not even be able to walk around with your chin up. You'll be like, how am I I'm not a bitch, but I am being bitched down by weak, pathetic pussies that are not something I should be being bitched down by, but I am. And it's not something you want to take lightly. It's not something I think I'm even able to honestly and effectively do a damn thing about. Oh, I do. I know some. I know. I know some people are seeing something, feeling something, and they're confused about it, and they're not persuaded. I'm not telling you to make a choice on anything. Don't think that I know. I could easily say, "Oh my God, I said test the spirit. I planned on doing all this stuff from the beginning," because that's what I was kind of saying. Because it did make sense. Like I was gonna have a plan, and it was gonna come out, and it was gonna make sense. I knew it, but that wasn't me telling me that. I was just saying that because I didn't want to admit I was looking like a little bit. I wanted to say there's got to be a reason I'm this crazy and I'm just this far gone. I don't want to admit, I'm looking like obviously I'm looking, but I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck. I really didn't. I was that cool that I was just like, I just don't. I'm looking. Look at me. Yeah. Because I was kind of doing it gracefully. And at the end of the day, I look crazy, but I'm still like appealing, especially to women that know they need it. They want that. They want this stupid guy that's just crazy coming, telling everybody, I don't want nobody else. Nobody else. You are not good. I want her. She don't want me. She's looking stupid. Because it is something you can learn out of that. I'm not worried about getting her. I know it's gonna happen now because I got it now. I got real power, and I got something that nothing is gonna run from, and nothing's gonna hide from, and nothing is gonna hear it and not know what to do, what has to be done. I'm telling you there, and I'm just being led by something powerful. I'm saying, if you understand that the spirit of error is in line with the spirit of God, like it says, and it might not say it's in line, I'm saying it's that we're going to have an understanding that it says it right there, that it's important to note that there is a spirit of error. And the spirit of error is a confusing one. And it's going to be a spirit of, we're going to make mistakes and say stupid shit. Please make sure we state it. And how much more clear can I make it? See, if you were understanding how the world operates, you would have no problem believing that what the Bible says is accurate. Because it says the earth is a sphere in Isaiah, a perfect circle. Round. Okay, what? The Bible's accurate scientifically long before anybody even knew that? Yeah. And you know what else? In the oldest book, 5000 AD, that, Job, whatever you want to say, the stupid fairy tales, about the God that let Satan do all that and, just to test him. And then, but here's the thing. It also says the earth hangs on nothing at all whatsoever. It's just hanging there, nothing on nothing. That's what the earth's hanging on back then. And it also says, it's comparing to spinning on pottery, but it's talking about it spinning on the axis. And when Jesus said, when I come back, some are going to be sleeping in the bed, and some people are going to be in the field working. And then you're like, okay, well, that's how a round world works. That's how it works. And then you're like, okay, well, then if I know that, well, until the gospel spread on all four corners of the earth, and you're like, oh, how could it be? No, because if it's a circle and you take an apple, I can cut it into four corners. Oh my God! And when it says something about not worrying about this world and how it works, peasant, because you're not of it. You know how it operates. And when you're telling Darwin and evolution, you're like, how could I dare doubt anything that anybody and all the majority believe, when the history of the world has always told us that the majority are dumbasses and they're going to just royally fuck you bad in their beliefs. And they're doing it, obviously, in line because they all believe in each other. Because they don't know how to think for themselves. If you knew, well, I know how they operate, and I know, okay, you think evolution is so right and is so straightforward, and you would be stupid to ever admit that you don't believe that maybe evolution would be wrong, and you're like, okay, well, so then that means you're racist. You think that the preservation of a favored race. Oh my God, that all you little pussies don't even understand. I don't need to know that it's not politically correct, and I don't need to know that the book that has been changed, and you could blatantly look it up and you're not even mad about it, that it's in the school right now, and it's saying the origin of species by natural selection and the preservation of favored races. It's about the struggle of how the white man is going to outsmart, because it's so much smarter. It came from chimpanzees, the more intelligent type ape, and it's not as strong physically, but it's smarter than more than likely gorillas that the blacks came from, the dumb baboons. Oh, dumbass blacks. They're not as needed in this whole thing that's going to be the cause of the Holocaust and eugenics and only the strong survive. It's not needed to say that what they thought that was right, and they were doing it because it was right. And the fact I'm even having to say right now that all you have to do is whenever somebody's talking about how evolution is right now, you don't have to play by their game. You don't have to play by their rules. You can blow it right in their face with what the world uses. So if we know the world is operating on political correct type stuff, then oh my God, how could I ever say that all these flags out here, these flags, that Jesus loves these flags, man, he loves them. And I can say it with authority, and I can say it with no problem, letting you know that there's a spirit of error. I'm going to make errors. I'm going to make wrong things. I'm going to mislead. I know. Oh, I blow my nose here. I'm going to lead you in wrong directions. And I already know it's going to mislead you, even though I'm telling you. If I'm able to be, able to give myself credibility enough to tell you that the spirit that I'm positive now is coming from God. And I'm telling you, I'm the spirit that you need to test right now by looking it up. It's going to give you an understanding of what he's trying to tell you, and not just telling you I'm right, not just telling you, hey, you got to listen to me, and I'm going to be stupid, I'm going to act up, and I'm going to, blatantly be wrong and insensitive, and no, it's something you're not going to be able to be cool with. You're not going to be able to be in line with, hey, I'm part of the body. I'm part of Jesus. I'm part of the dude that you got to listen to when we talk to each other, and it's important that you do. Because I know also it's something more important that's being shown here. We got other people tuning in here that never even knew anything about, somebody so cool, so big. I'm not going to say how big, but you should know that. But I will say it again in other ones. I'm pretty long. I'm not going to deny that I am, because I really am, man. It sucks to be you. I know it's uncomfortable for you to know that, and me to tell you that, but it's also something to be learned out of why I'm doing it. So unapologetically not giving a fuck about it, because I have authority. And when you got authority, you can say it. You can say it with no problem having the authority to say it, with no way, shape, or form it's affected by anything that I do or look like. None of the mistakes or the errors in the way I am as a man, or the sins I have or do or blatantly use in error is going to affect the fact that it's going to be effectively communicated in the authority of what I told you. Because then I don't have a problem telling you if something's wrong or right when you ask me that. And I'm like, why would you even ask me it anyway? Like you're ever going to step foot inside there? Because I'm not. I promise you. I'm never going to probably step foot inside of a church again in my life. I just don't want to be around there, and I don't want to be talking to you idiots in there. I don't want to pretend that it's going to be something I'm not going to just be in there. I'm important. I sound important. You're going to give me all this hope, and I love it. I love everything you're doing, because I promise you, I promise you. I am going to tell you this, that I do need help out here. I do need support. I do need finances, some way or shape or form. And I'm not telling you to send me anything. I'm saying you should know that you should subscribe. You should spread my word out. You should make sure I'm heard by everybody. You should be extremely, extremely in line with what I told you to test me on. Test me. Because if you test me and you check it, then you have no way, shape, or form you can deny it needs to be said. So when you're in the comments, man, say I agree. Say my king, because I am. And just don't be unaware you can actually look cool for once when you support me. Don't do what you normally are supposed to do and you've been misled to do. Because I know what's cool is, man, it's probably the youth groups, if I know I'm right in the spirit, that's listening. And it's a certain type of Jesus people that's just, I'm telling y'all gotta stop fucking up, because I'm telling y'all gotta be cooler. And y'all gotta know I know what it's like, and I know that I'm talking to you. And I promise you, it's gonna get cool. It's gonna be a lot better for you. Anyway. And I also know that some people are just like, how is this something I like looking at either way, whether or not it's something I even believe, or even kind of believe. I'm not doing anything that's not appealing to each person that comes on and starts watching and says, all right, I don't know how this could be received any way, shape, or form from this guy, this outcast, you know. It's oh so wrong, oh so stupid. I know, but oh so right. Somehow he's genuine as a person. He's liked. I like him. I can't help but like him. With a new Ice Cube, motherfuckers hate to like you. And then you're just like, all right, maybe somehow, way, shape, or form, there is something more important to me out here that it's just not. It doesn't care about any of the things that I thought that I'd have to give up. And just, I didn't know that I didn't have to stop being cool, and start being just I don't want to give up all this coolness. I don't want to give up. I'm married to a dude. I don't want to, I would never leave Steven after, I'd never leave Steven. Steven is my lover. I would never. So I'm telling you, just shh. I'm not telling you it's right or wrong. Please don't tell me. Don't let me be stupid enough to think that you would ever think that that's what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you that I'm using an example of how, it might be something cool to you thinking I'm worried about it. It's not going to affect the way he loves you. It's just not. It's not going to get in the way of it. I mean, he's not going to give you some kind of thing that is just love. That's love, like he's trying to tell you through this word, this right now. And I wanted to shake you in your core that you understand it. He's saying, I love you right there where you are. right where you are, not where you're supposed to be. All right? Don't ever pretend to think you're ever going to be there where you're supposed to be. I'm going to love you every step of the way. And you don't have to even try to get where you're supposed to be. Just know that if you know I love you, I'm going to lead you in. I'm gonna make sure that, all right, you're drinking a half gallon of whiskey every day like I was, and then a couple tall boys top that off before I had to go to that, ABC store again to get my next bottle, and then you're just like, all right, well, I drank Mike's Hard couple every night, two every other night. That's progress. I don't want to drink whiskey anymore. Oh my God, that is just dying. I'm dying inside when I do that. And yes, it required a wrongful imprisonment that I had spent. That was tortures in hell. That did separate me from doing it, but it also gave me something. Gave me something that I guess I'd like to say, if it's something bigger out there than what I think, how I feel. Maybe it's something more, and if something more important than me, that alone, not something that's gonna save me from just not being even a man enough to admit I'm so scared of what's gonna happen to me so badly that I'm already planning what's gonna happen after I die. And, it's so scary that it's going to lead me to believe that I would ever know what the important things inside it are meant to tell me. So if I make that decision alone on how, because I encourage you right now to make this choice, So I don't yeah, I don't even think I can say that. I encourage you to say this prayer right now. And you accept him as your personal Lord and Savior. You're just going to stop being sad all the time. You'll pray that gateway fag. Don't you know you should go to... It's not like that. And that's not what he wants. And that's not how he's wanting it. And he doesn't like that his church has been misled to know how easily persuaded they are and how easily stupid they have been. And they've made me have to do anything whatsoever. Like I said, I didn't plan what I was going to say in this. I just knew it was going to come out. I knew it was going to come right. I was not ready, man. I was not. I said, man, it's going to be one of those videos I just sound stupid. I look stupider than I already do. But I knew I'm not even trying to do it. I'm getting better at it. But listen, if I'm like being real, then I'll know, okay, if something that knows how to lie and knows why you would tell a lie, what the benefit out of a lie is, and how multiple lies by multiple people, and what is the purpose of him telling a lie and being the God of lies anyway, is to make sure he makes you not hear the truth and make sure you don't know what to look for, what he's doing. So when he's like, all right, well, I'll put it in there, whispering in, because he can only be in one place at one time in the world, not all places. Satan's weak, and he can't hear what you're thinking inside your brain. Only God can. And he's going to tell you, oh my God, when I find out the revelation and how easy, the old and new words. When we word it Old Testament as in outdated, old, not important at all, and new, we are really, really stupid. And we're going to screw up everything the minute we accept that that's what it should be said and called, because we're not going to say something smart. First Testament, and then the Second Testament. First Testament, Second Testament, because then you're like, oh my God, if I changed that, if we was radical enough to start telling everybody we need to burn all them Bibles immediately, start reprinting new ones. Because I promise you, it is nothing wrong with burning that piece of shit that says something so blatantly wrong, so blatantly misleading. Because the minute you do say maybe it should be called the First Testament and the Second, then I can say I 100% say that they're in line with each other. And me being arrogant, saying these things so cockily, saying I just don't give a fuck when I say it either. Because I can tell you, Elijah, when he's out there, Jesus, when he's calling them, the words in English would be equivalent to the bad language and foul language. Cunt, cocksuckers, basic cum buckets. It's equivalent to when he told all of them they're hypocrites, but no, more importantly, the word brute of viper. Oh my God, did he just say that? It's like saying it's calling that old lady that it's so sweet at bingo. You cunt. Like, it would be funny to say that because it'd be so mean and cruel. But you see how important it is to know that he said that equivalency to the people that are the religious and Christian people in the church, and they got all these different. He's saying, you cunts, is in line with the first. Every time you hear Old Testament, say First Testament. I need to remember First Testament because it's in line with Elijah. Because it required, people. Elijah's one of them. That's important to know, Well, basically, he was like, what? Who was Elijah? He was like important to know. He had to come back, sort of, in a way that was like John the Baptist, Let me blow my nose again. So when you're like, okay, that's the way our Lord and Savior, and that's how he acts a little bit when he's blatantly telling you what I'm trying to talk about, that he's telling me to talk to you about, it's important. When I feel it too. I get angry thinking about how bad y'all are misled and just pathetic, weak, y'all, my sisters and brothers, y'all are weak. Elijah, I get it. I get a little over myself when I talk about this because it's so, oh man. And women are like, they like it too. They're like when you tell the story of how there's a crowd of people, it's just like, and I hope it's a man you would never say that maybe this stupid ass Bible study, this little, story that I'm telling you, maybe it's a little appealing when you think about how maybe it didn't make sense and it couldn't be possible, all that, magic and silly stuff, but okay, but I can see the story when I'm explained it the way it's meant to be explained. Here it is. Okay, you've got two gods in town. The crowd is there. Who's gonna lead? What God is right? What God is the one that is the one that we should even be afraid of? The one that we should take serious? Because we're not gonna play with you. We're gonna go to that God immediately because we want to be like that. We want that. And I'm guessing, I don't remember, but I'm guessing maybe one of them was common or not, the popular one they were hoping won. But if he actually does set this tabernacle on fire, when you pray to him and ask him, and we're across from you, you're on the other side of it. Everybody's like, oh yeah, and you're right here, and you're like, okay, but remember the sin, the penalty of my God being right is you. By me. I hope your faith is strong as mine. I hope you got no doubt. I know this is gonna go bad for you. You're gonna be my little bitches. They're over there, they're pouring all these things that encourage combustion and fire and, like gasoline, but yeah, it was plain. And it was like they were doing everything in their power that they knew made their God Baal. He's not even important. He's a footnote anyway. But you need to know that that's important to understand what in the hell they're even talking about when they're cutting themselves, praying to him. That's just what these little freaky little weirdos did for their pagan God. They just did stupid shit like that, and they thought it was what they had to do, and it was going to make him listen. And they were the prophets of him. But what is the one that's in line with God doing when they're doing this? Look, maybe your God's sleeping. they're just so. I'm getting excited. I'm getting aroused thinking about this. You should. You're a self-respecting man, and you don't. There's something wrong with you. And he's over there. He's like this. Maybe your God's going to the bathroom, but that's not what it's interpreted like. That's not even what he said. Maybe your God's taking a shit. Yo, I'm your daddy. And they're just like, what? What? They're just not. You're like, what? How could this be in line with Jesus and what he's doing? All right, I'm getting there. Oh, I don't remember what else he said, but he was like, maybe we need a little bit more time. Maybe you should think a little harder. And then what does he do? Hold my beer. I love this. Remember this. Remember this. You're going to remember really quickly. was what? Who the man is. Who's your daddy? Who's the man now? Praise instantly. Boosh! Flames from heaven. Boom! In the tabernacle. He's soaked with water to prove his point. So effortlessly and so fearlessly and unadulteratedly, so full of himself. No, this is fun. This is so sweet. This is so cool. It's going to look cooler when I'm like this. I can't keep it inside. I can't keep this inside, bro. I can't be friendly and nice to these idiots. I gotta royally make them look like stupid bitches really quick. And when it does that, whoosh, and that flame comes down, whoosh, setting that on fire. Everybody in that crowd, shut up! Oh, like, instantly. They start running. And they get to the creek, and he's coming after him, and he's not as friendly, I don't think, when he's doing it. He's like, remember what I told you. And then he grabs them as they're running away and slits their throat in front of all to know what importance of that being spoken to you, explained to you, read to you, for you to test it, to know that I'm in line with it being first, second testament, and they're all important, that are not ever going to be like understood. How overlooking you have been anytime I've been telling you anything about it. Because I know I am right. Because that's what it says. That is what happened. That is what? That is what you can look up to interpret the word as. That is what I know. I'm educated enough to be truth. And right, you need to go check in and test my spirit. And when you learn that he's telling you to stop what you're doing right now, and he's telling you, go test it. Don't just take my word for it. Don't. Because when you do what he's telling you to do, and you go look right now, and you pause it, and you go to Google, and you where does it say test the spirit? And you read it, and you learn what he's also telling you is, man, stop. Be even more careful. Don't just right now. We know if he's telling you that, I'm telling you test the spirit, and I'm also telling you right now, it's important. He wants me to tell you this is how important I am, and how genuinely I am not afraid to say I am going to be wrong, and I'm going to mislead you on accident in the wrong way, and I'm not going to be received well by you, and I'm not going to be understood very. You're never going to ever be able to unthink the way it's been taught, indoctrinated. So I'm telling you, please test everything, because that's what he's going to teach you. That's what he wants you to do, because he's showing you himself. I don't like saying it like that. And I don't pretend anybody should feel like that's the way they should say it. I mean, am I wrong? Because you got to stop. Because I promise you, Satan is not liking this. And Satan does not. He has kingdom right here. And I've had very, very, very serious things going on. I've had my life in danger, probably as we speak. I'm telling you, it's important. You know that. I'm not trying to mislead anybody. I know you're not going to listen. I know it's going to be more than likely something that might be wrong, because I know the spirit of error. It's in line with being able to understand something that's not of this world, and not understanding how not of this world, in this world, operate differently, and it's going to be errors in how I present it to you and talk to you about it. And I'm teaching you things that are very, very important, that you know are true, and that I have authority to be able to tell you is true, because I got authority the minute I told you to test the spirit. And you go look, and you look in that book, and it is saying that spirit that I'm telling you is in line with God. So listen to what in the hell I'm telling you when I say don't just test that spirit. And when I'm telling you, don't just blatantly believe me. Oh my God, I fooled you. I tricked you into revealing how God could be easily, persuading to someone that's misleading. Somebody else could use that. Somebody else can tell you to do this. Somebody else can tell you to test the spirit, test the spirit, test the spirit. So they open up the book so he can, oh, I gotcha. Now I can tell you how important it is that if I do that, if I tell them, they might be persuaded into understanding they don't really know how to even interpret that line. They don't know how to even read that Bible verse that he's telling them to test the spirit on, that they're just going to blatantly believe what he's telling you don't. That verse, all around it, is right before something. Another one that if you like, you can read it. God is love. going to pump out videos that I don't want anybody to be misled. I don't want anybody to be wrong when I know I'm right. So I want you to just tune in and just, if you like it, there are going to be some bad ones. I don't know. I'm just saying that, look, it takes a bullshitter to bullshit. It takes somebody to know I need to not be in line with what obviously is so blatantly stupid for you to even think for yourself. Maybe if I'm not of this world and the world is operating on things that are looking for certain bad words and sensitive things, that you would know, yeah, but that makes sense. Because they say they care about, people and people's feelings and certain words, and they openly allowed to, those things to be in the same corner with them. Motherfuckers having titties and having chest hair, and they got a moose bigger than me, and they're, so accepted, by not even being accepted by the bacon, lettuce, and tomato, whatever letters that they own it, that are. It's not something I'm saying that you want to miss, that I'm not okay with you misleading people into the hating mugs and just being disgusted for just your own. Because I got more dudes in my DMs than anybody, and I like it, dude. They couldn't. I'm gonna show you. I had somebody on all the Instagrams, because dudes are loving me, even, and especially the way I'm talking. You send me what you said, you'd be interested, and hypothetically you send one of you rouching out one turdy, just jerking it. And I said, this is an opportunity to show what exactly is what's what, man, because we've got to know how things are operating, man. You just gotta be I said, I don't know, I guess not $5. You'd have to offer me. I'm sure there'd be a price in line for me to just do that. I mean, yeah. Because I honestly know that there would. You send me $100,000 right now, I'm doing it. I don't think it's anything wrong with me saying what's wrong with anybody to think that. So listen, eras are going to be in place. But I know they can't deny that they are not agreeing with all of what they believe. And they know it's bullshit too, especially, man, when there could is something to be said about, man, that I've got them following all my stuff and saying some pretty cool things that are tooting my horn, man. I like it. I want to be that hot piece of church ass that they maybe think, yeah, if you offer me the right amount, I have no problem being a dirty little boy. Because I'm being not misleading. I'm not saying anything that's really offensive, and I'm not saying anything that's not, what I, as a human being, broken and in line with the brokenness of everybody else. It's just like, okay, I get it, because I'm not uncomfortable with like the way they are. I'm not uncomfortable with the way they think. I'm not uncomfortable with how they want something. I'm not even uncomfortable like stating it's not something I see in my mind that's like overly, I don't want to use the wrong words because I know people just, that in mine, not on anything that's biblical, is in line with like even being remotely important. The fact I'm even telling you how on this subject and I'm using that is still going over your head. It's going over your head so bad that I'm like, it's the difference when I notice people use my words against me and try to make me look, and they can't. No one is offended in their world the way I am. Only his people. And they're not offended because they know it's something that's just like maybe it's not. I can't put my finger on this. He's not wrong. He's not like, he's saying things of this world, and he's using words of this world and topics of this world. He's presenting it to me in a way I see how he's legit. He's real. He's honest. He's open. He's presenting it in a way that's not something I don't even think they even agree with. They're not going to love it. They're not going to respect it. But we do, because maybe this thing he's talking about and the way he's talking about it and the way he is, there might be something I could to it. There's something maybe I could use in this world that I didn't know. I didn't know I would even be interested in anything outside of it. And blow my nose one more time to wrap this one up. I would have never been able to recognize any of this when I was in desperate need of it. I was in desperate need of finding somebody like me. Because there's only a couple Christian people I ever even recognized as actually Christian in history of everything. Rich Mullins, the dude that wrote, and his songs are just so unbearably cheesy and, my God, isn't that somebody? Because he was just a reckless, alcoholic, broke. And follow his story and look up the movie Ragamuffin, and then you'll find this other one, his pastor, that taught him, I think, is the most important word and message you'll ever really need to hear. And it's from he's an alcoholic drunk, and he's Brandon Manning. And I really, I need you to really pay attention. There's something out here going on that's right under us. It's important that we recognize it. It's important we know how it works. And it's important that we do not waste time. I'm not trying to make anybody nervous or worry. I'm saying we don't have anything, in remotely, that's given anybody hope, that's given anybody in the future or now clear message. And I had no hope in to ever being credible enough to be taken seriously. And don't overlook that. Don't overlook how I've been. Don't overlook how I've been looking. Don't overlook how it has been no way in hell that I would ever come into a position that I'm in right now that's being, I mean, you can see I had no plans of this. I had no plan on doing this, and I would never done it in a million years because I would never, ever even want to. But I want you to pay attention. I want you to feel it. I want you to know it. I want you to recognize it. And I don't want you to make any decisions without testing the Spirit. Stop what you're doing. Go look it up on Google. What does it mean to test the Spirit that's from God? Read it. Don't ask anybody to understand it for you. Read it and then say, okay, well, what does it even mean? Because then you're going to get to that triggering word. It's like what it says he knows, no spirit's going to say that Jesus Christ is not the Son of God in the flesh, and then it's going to get conflicting. So I don't even comprehend what it is even meaning. And it's going to say, but don't say it's from anyone that says Jesus is a man or is a God, and Jesus is a man that is flesh and is God, and God is God, because I promise you nobody can comprehend what it is even making so clearly to anybody that keeps reading about the spirit of error is in line with the Spirit of God, not that this world operates on this. Beloved, little precious children, the antichrist, who is alive today. And it's not something like, oh my God, there's going to be raising the power. No. I'm saying, use that earth-shattering possibility that is what he wanted everyone this whole time since that day. For you to comprehend that maybe he's talking of that time and period and day, but maybe the possibility of how serious it is that we realize that. And test the Spirit. Test me.